Before we begin the formal program, what I'd like to do is start off today as we do with every GE meeting, and that is with a safety moment. And we thought we would do that properly today. So I'm honored to introduce to you Commissioner Laura Kavanagh, who is the Commissioner of the New York City Fire Department. Commissioner Kavanagh is the first woman to lead the department in its 158-year history. She oversees on a day-to-day basis 17,000 employees and a $2 billion operating budget, and was a key leader in the department as they've tackled many challenges over time, the Ebola crisis in 2015 and more recently COVID-19. She's also directed the most successful firefighter recruitment campaign in department history with respect to diversity, an effort that yielded the most diverse applicant pool that they have seen in their time. Commissioner Kavanagh, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? I just want to, first of all, say thank you and say this is such a special full circle moment. Our partnership with GE began in the wake of 9/11 22 years ago to help develop our leaders and help in our recovery and our resilience from that moment. And as we are a few days from the 22nd anniversary, I just want to say thank you that that's become a 2-decade relationship that endures to this day. So thank you for having me here. I think, as you pointed out when you introduced me, one of the things that's so important to note about the New York City Fire Department is the size and complexity of what we do in a modern environment and a modern city. So not only do we have an enormous workforce, we answer almost 2 million 911 calls a year, and in every single one of those calls, each element is different than it was in the call before. There is no such thing as a protocol that accounts for 2 million calls in a city of 8.5 million people. And so really what I want to talk about today is our safety mindset. I hope nobody's disappointed that I'm not going to regale you with an individual fire story this morning. I know that that's often what people like to see from the FDNY. I will be around later, so if anyone wants one of those, I'm very happy to do it. But safety is at the core of everything we do, and it really is about a mindset. It's about 158 years of doing a dangerous job and understanding how to make safety at the core of our mission. And so I want to talk about what myself and my executive team focus on, really 3 main principles every day. The first 2 we're drawing from the history of our historic organization, and the third is really something that I've developed with my team to address the modern challenges of an organization. So part 1 is that nothing is done alone. The fire department is the ultimate community. It is the ultimate team. And you see some of those things, the things we all love about the fire department. We see them shopping together, living together. But really what it is for them at their core is about the mission to protect their fellow members. So safety is never about them. We actually find often that our members say, I signed up for this. I know I'm doing a dangerous job. I've accepted those risks. But when you say to them, you're responsible for the safety of the people around you, they take that incredibly seriously. And I think that our community is so strong because of that commitment to one another's safety and because of the ethos that is a 24/7 obligation. It is not only about on the fire ground, but it's about making sure your members are mentally well, that they're taken care of, if something's happening in their life, that the firehouse shows up for them, and that continues to reinforce the idea that they are responsible for one another's health and safety, both at work and at home, in a 24/7 operation. And that's ethos 1, and we enforce that every day. Every day we talk about the team, how the team is doing, and that trickles down to our firehouses and EMS stations. Secondly is a culture of safety from leadership on down. And what I mean by that is we embrace safety. It is never disciplinary, it is never punishment, it's never something to be embarrassed about if something has gone wrong. We assume something will always go wrong because of what we're doing, because we can't plan for every single emergency that comes up. And so we have developed, again, a 24/7 culture of safety. Every time our members come back from a run, they break down that run and talk about what could have been better, even if everything went fine, even if no one was hurt. If someone is hurt, we do something called close calls, where we actually break down why that was a close call and how next time around we could make sure that that wasn't as serious as it was before. We actually have a website dedicated to close calls that our members regularly go on and review. It is really a culture of safety that we over and over try to embrace in the firehouse to say, tell us what could be better. Tell us how we can reflect on this moment. And we try to bring that into headquarters and do the same as leaders. How could we have done better in the program we executed? And we really see our members embrace that. You see many of the tools the fire department uses to this day have been self-created by members. Many of the tactics and many of the protocols have been put together ground up by them from these consistent safety reviews that they do as a team day in and day out. So that's really pillar 2 for us, is creating an environment where you not only can talk about safety, but you want to, because you know that every time you break down a job, it's going to make you safer for the next job. And the third and final one, and this is really about addressing modern challenges that I assume a lot of us also face, is about the culture of our organizations in safety. The fire department is a historic organization with a lot of tradition, but like any organization, it is facing modern challenges, and it can be very hard to adjust to those modern challenges. Whether that is the diversification of our workforce, improving our culture and climate, or facing new challenges like lithium-ion batteries, we need to be a nimble organization. And what we've done is partnered with other fire departments around the country and with universities, and what we have found is the data shows us that there is a direct correlation between a team's unit cohesion, between their culture, their climate, and how well they're getting along, and the safety outcomes on the fire ground. And so using that formula, it's really been a way to connect, I think, what we all want to do as leaders as we change culture and improve culture and try to make a better workplace for our employees, with something that is very relatable to our employees. It's very real. It's the thing they care about most, which is the safety of them and their members. So we have launched an annual climate survey, and we have connected it directly to safety results, and we incorporate mental health, mental performance, injuries on the fire ground, and an actual quantitative measurement of how cohesive the unit is in an individual firehouse. And then we help them assess, and if it's low, make improvements. If it's high, how do they teach others why they've gotten that positive safety rating? So I think that's really how we can prepare for the future and connect for a lot of our workforces, the hard work that they do that they may not connect with change and culture, and really make sure that safety is going to be proactive in the future, address any modern challenge that comes up. So those are the 3 tenets of how we at the fire department continue to grow and cultivate a culture of safety that certainly predates me, but has to be adjusted to the modern challenges of the city. And finally, I would just say thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our organization. My members do the most amazing work in the world. I'm blessed to work for them, and happy to meet some of you later. Thank you.
Commissioner Kavanagh, thank you so much. Now that was a safety moment.